Hey, it's Dave from Bullpen Cycles. We are on our way to Washington, D.C. Ugh. And I just got $5 gas. And it gets worse. We're in the middle of Tropical Storm Ophelia. Yeah, I'm a sick puppy. I got the Bultaco fever. We're here, and the Bultaco fever, I hear it's spread through streaming media. So put on your masks and we'll embark. All right, so this is why we braved the storm. This is not an Astro. You have 68 because it's a 1968 model?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
That's why I put these on.
Okay.
68, yep.
This is a 360 El Bandito, which was Bultaco's desert racer, but it's in a special Trackmaster frame. And you got some history on this frame.
Yeah,
this is Dan.
This is, yes.
And
here's the history on it. So, and it is an early number. So you're only looking at the 527 in 68, the first year. So this was very early production. And this was taken out of a El Bandito, which was a motocross bike. This engine would have came out of that bike, the ones with the split handlebars and the boat tail.
Yeah, the black and white and the boat tail, yep.
Yeah, so that's the engine came from that. And this was a Trackmaster, as we were told, 1 out of 11, and the consensus is that it was purchased by one person, all 11 frames, sort of like a team bike, is what we're getting out of it. And this is what the owner of the bike said when he sold it to an older gentleman that I ended up getting it from. And it, when I got it, the engine was gone. They had taken it out. And I sourced this motor from Hughes Bultaco in New York. And we did the top end work here, my machinist, and I sent the lower end and the top end up there. And then the old man himself, Mr. Hughes, who I've spoken to while it was under construction, he did all the restoration of it. Because he actually knew the bike better because he was older. Yeah.
So the guy that raced it, what state did he come out of?
He came out of Maryland. And so the other points of interest on this bike are that as being one of 11 bikes, we do know one other one. It was advertised years back, and he claimed it was the only one in existence. And then I got a hold of him and I said, well, there's another one. And so those are the only two we know of that house this motor.
So if any of you Bultaco people who watch this video know anything about these Trackmaster frame Bultacos, drop me a comment or send me a message. I want to point out a couple of things. I bought this bike because I have a number of Astros, which I've since sold because they're very desirable right now. But this bike is everything that an Astro is, but it came out much earlier. See, now the first Astros were made out of Pursangs, and they braked over there and shifted over here. But in this, we brake and shift on one side. They modified this. You've got the Hurst Earhart brake setup, and this is just like what's on a second generation Astro, but it's on a Trackmaster. This is long before they even had an Astro. And I love the period Goodyear tires. That's what would have been on there.
So this peg actually sits lower because all of this stuff's protected because you're making a left-hander.
Yeah.
And so this peg is lower than the other side. And just the way I got this.
And that's how they are on the Astros now, on the second generation.
Yeah.
Now, people that converted to Pursangs would make a set with Bates foot pegs just like that.
Yeah.
So this side, it's raised.
Yes, right. This side's the natural height, and this is the way.
And the other thing I want to point out, I was telling him is, if you look at this Bultaco, what's wrong with it? Well, the kicker's on the wrong side. Banditos kick on the right. Normally you have a kicker here. Right. Go ahead, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, that's okay. So anyhow, so it has an Acron in the front, Brownie in the back. I don't know what hub that is, but this is just the way it was. I mean, this is virtually the way it was equipped when it was raced in the 60s and early 70s, retired by like 72 or 3 from the track. And this tank, you know Tracy, the fiberglass guy who made all the body part? This is a Tracy tank. Inside the tank, the label's still in there that gives the name and address.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, so it's Caswell. It's, ready to go. If you're ever gonna put gasoline in it.
Do you know what shocks these are? Just
I don't know. You know what? I thought they were Coney's by the looks of them, but I'm not 100% sure. I never saw anything that would tell me.
Yeah, okay. I was just curious.
Yeah, and those were on there as well. When I thought. So, yeah. So I had the pipe made up for it, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So, engine's all redone, of course, and so yet to be heard.
Yeah, we're gonna listen to it. We're gonna get it back. We're gonna finish the brakes and fire that up. See what it sounds like.
So these bars were on.
Well, that's why we suffered through the rain. We'll get this back at the shop and stay tuned. Thank you.
You're welcome.